Hello, my name is Paula Gooder and I am Canon Chancellor at St Paul's Cathedral in London and also a New Testament scholar. And in this video, I want to tell you a little bit about two books that I've written that have recently been translated into Korean. The first one, this one is Heaven. And in this book on heaven, one of the things that I wanted to do was to have a think about what heaven means in the Bible. Because one of the really interesting things, I think, is that whenever we use the word heaven, we normally use it to think about where we go when we die. But what is absolutely fascinating as you read your way through the Bible is that heaven in the Bible is not about a place that is far away and then. Heaven is about the place where God lives now. And as you read your way through the Bible, you realise that the place where God lives now is as close to earth as it possibly can be. So I spent some time in this book having a think about what the writers of the Bible thought about the world, where they thought heaven was, why God lives in heaven, what it was like to live in heaven. I also have a think about angels and their importance, because angels, I think, are really significant, and it often makes me sad that we don't think about angels enough in our faith today. And then I also have a look at the thing that we think heaven is about, which is what happens to us after we die. And have a think about the resurrection of the body and why the resurrection of the body is really important. Now, I hugely enjoyed writing this book, and I enjoyed it so much that when I finished, I decided I needed to write a second one. So that's where this other book comes in. This is Body, and in Body, I pick up the themes about resurrection of the body and extend them a little bit. And one of the things that you need to do when you're thinking about the importance of the body in the Bible is to recognise that we are hugely influenced by a Greek philosophical idea that you can split your body and your soul. And in this book, I have a look at what the soul means in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, and also why bodies are really important. As in the other book, but in more detail in this book, I then go on to have a look at the resurrection of the body and what that really means. And for me, one of the really striking things about understanding the resurrection of the body is that if we take the resurrection of the body really seriously, then actually what we do with our bodies now becomes very significant. And it can be really easy, I think, as Christians, to think that actually your bodies aren't really very important. They go when you die, and it's your soul which is really significant. I argue in this book that actually, because our bodies and our souls are so closely entwined, our bodies are really important. And it is a spiritual discipline to look after our bodies, to think about our bodies, and to cherish the bodies that God has given to us. So in these two books, I look at two very, very similar ideas, but in slightly different ways. In this one, Heaven, I look at the place where God dwells, the importance of angels, and actually what, therefore, resurrection means in terms of life after death. And then in this one, I pick the themes up a little bit more and think about bodies and souls and why they're so very important to us. I think both of these themes are really important, not only for people who want to think theologically about God, but also people who are just trying to live out their lives. What does it mean for heaven to be very close to earth? What does it mean for us to take our bodies very seriously? I think I'm utterly delighted they've been translated into Korean, and I hope that it will help you to enjoy reading them. Thank you.